Hello friends and welcome back to my channel, that is Creative Biology. Today we deals with the next three characteristics of living organisms. But before that we have to summarize the yesterday's work. So let us summarize the yesterday's three characteristics of living beings. Our first characteristic that we learned yesterday is cellular organization. It means all living beings are made up of cells, and cells are the basic and fundamental unit of life. It is a defining character. Next is metabolism. Metabolism means the sum total of all chemical reactions that occurs in living organism. Clear? Metabolism are of two types, that is anabolism and catabolism. Anabolism means building up reactions from simple ones to complex ones. And catabolism is just reverse of anabolism, that is breaking up reactions from complex ones to simple ones. Our next feature is growth. Growth generally based upon two twin features, that is increase in cell number and increase in cell size. Growth are of two types, that is intrinsic and extrinsic. Intrinsic means when the new matter goes inside the cell, means inside cell. The growth in which new matter is added inside the cell, that is intrinsic growth. But extrinsic growth is that growth in which matter is not added into the non-living structure, but it just deposit on the surface or restricted to the surface of non-living being only. That is extrinsic growth. Clear? Let us discuss next three features of living beings. Fourth character is reproduction. Reproduction. As you all know, reproduction is the process in which there is a production of progeny by a single parent, or it may involve two parents. So, process of production of new offspring by a single parent, or it may involve two parents. Clear? Reproduction is the process of production of new offspring by a single parent, or it may involve two parents. Let us discuss the types of reproduction. Reproduction is of two types, that is asexual and sexual. In asexual reproduction, there is a process of reproduction by a single parent. In asexual reproduction, only a single parent is involved. Involvement of single parent. But on the other hand, in sexual reproduction, there is involvement of two parents. Involvement of two parents means biparental. And asexual is uniparental. Clear? Please note down this. Next point is, in asexual reproduction, gametes are absent, totally absent. Gametes are absent. But in sexual reproduction, gametes are present. Gametes are present. Is that clear to all students? Let us discuss in some more detail about asexual reproduction. In asexual reproduction, organisms reproduce through various methods. Now let us discuss about the various methods of asexual reproduction. First is spore formation. Spore formation. In spore formation, new organisms are produced by a single parent, that is a single spore, which on aging forms a capsule and produces spores. And the next stage is this wall ruptures and spores come out from the wall and again germinate, and this cycle continues. Spore formation generally occurs in lower plants. For example, algae, its spore name is zoospore. And fungus. Its spore name is Conidia. Clear? The next method is fission. Fission is a very common method of asexual reproduction. You might learn it in the previous classes. Let us discuss about fission. In fission, division of organism occur and it is divided into two daughter cells. Fission is the division of organism, and after division it gives two daughter cells. Let us take example of amoeba. This is amoeba. Its next stage is this is a amoeba parent cell. In this stage division occurs and it gives birth to two daughter cells. Clear? Example of amoeba. The next method of asexual reproduction is fragmentation. Fragmentation means, in fragmentation, asexual reproduction occurs by division of organism into fragments. Suppose this is an organism and change this into fragments. This is fragmentation. That is, a single parent divided into fragments and give birth to new offsprings. Clear? Occurs in filamentous organisms. Clear? For example, Spirogyra, and mosses. Our next method of asexual reproduction is regeneration. Common example of regeneration is planaria. Planaria, also known as platform. Planaria is the best example of regeneration. Regeneration means renewal or restorage of a part of organism that has been lost. Let us take example of planaria. It is a planaria. It divides its body into two parts. And regenerates the part that has been lost. Means it lost its tails and it regenerate, and it doesn't possess its head and it regenerates its head. So it means it is regeneration. So now we have to check that reproduction is a defining character or not. Let us check. Reproduction is not a defining character because it satisfies our second criteria, that is all non-living beings do not possess that character. It satisfies that criteria, but it do not satisfy the first criteria, that is all living beings possess that character without any exception. But here are some exceptions. For example, worker bees and infertile couples. Etc. Infertile couples are those couples who are incapable of producing their own child. So it do not satisfy our first criteria. So we will tell reproduction a non-defining character, not a defining character. Clear? Our next character is consciousness. Consciousness is the ability of an organism to sense the environment and give appropriate response to that stimulus. Ability to sense environment and give appropriate response to it. Let us take example of plant touch me not. touch me not. You might know about it. It is a plant which sense the environment and give appropriate response to it. How? When someone touch its leaves, touch me not leaves get closed. So touch me not have ability to sense environment and give appropriate response to it by closing its leaves. Let us check consciousness is a defining character or not. Yes, consciousness is a defining character because it satisfies both criteria. First criteria is all living beings possess without any exception. Yes, it satisfies it. The second criteria is all non-living beings lacks that character, means without that character. Yes, this criteria is also fulfilled with respect to this character. So we tell this character a defining character. Defining character. Clear? Our next character is locomotion. Locomotion. Locomotion means the movement of organism from one place to another. Movement of organism from one place to another. Let us check that locomotion is a defining character or not. Locomotion is not a defining character because it satisfies our second criteria, that is all non-living beings lacks or without this character, but it do not satisfy the first criteria, that is all living beings possess that character without any exception. But here is a major exception, that is plants. Plants do not possess the character of locomotion because they do not move. So we tell locomotion not a defining character. Clear? With this character, we finished all the characteristics of living beings. Now, we already discussed all the characteristics of living beings. So now we have to check or discuss what is living. What is living? All organisms that possess characters of living beings is called living. What is living? Living means all organisms that possess characteristics of living beings is called living. Means all characters of living being means cellular organization, metabolism, growth, consciousness, reproduction, locomotion, etc. If you like this video, please give likes and subscribe my channel to see the new biology lectures. In the next lecture, we'll discuss about taxonomy, systematics and its types. Till then, be safe. See you in the next lecture. Thank you.